Yo, what is going on, guys? Lottery Stocks here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have some important things to talk about for AMC. Why we are actually going back to our little downtrend that we've seen back here. We've seen these double spikes and then back into the downtrend, and now we're seeing it happen again. The double spikes back into a downtrend. Well, what I thought, and along with a lot of other investors, including Trades, this ladder attack for one was not natural selling, and we are being pressed down. But what was thought about is that this was over. This downtrend was over, that we had a clean breakout, and we expected some sideways, maybe a little bit downwards trading, but not this heavy, where we had like a $4 drop, $4 drop back into the $34 range. This was not expected. So I'm going to tell you what I think is happening right now. So over here on Stock Tracker, this is huge, right? 1,000 shares available to borrow. This has never been this low, in my opinion, that I've seen it. So shares available to borrow, this pretty much means all of these shares that were here were borrowed against AMC stock. So the cost to borrow is like 1.5% around that range. So every share that is borrowed against AMC, actually they have to pay I don't know, it's more of a fee than an interest, but it does cost interest over time. The next thing that I wanted to go over was the calls and options. So I think it's a little fishy that we got pushed down again just for Friday. And one, I think they want people to realize, they want people to think that we're going to lose steam from this, right? That AMC is losing steam. That is not the case. The exact same thing that we were fighting for back at $8 is still the exact same thing we're fighting for right now at 30s, and it will be the exact same thing we're fighting for at 200, 500 if the shorts do not cover their positions and if there is not systematic change. Well, what I can tell you from just looking at this, calls that were in the money today, 47,000. Puts that were in the money, 109,000. Now, whether some got exercised or not, puts are more than double. So that could have been some selling pressure as well. But what I'm thinking is this 1,000 shares available to borrow, the net borrow for AMC today must have been nuts, and that's gonna probably come out a little bit later. This has never been this low. You know, usually relatively low would be at like 250K, 450K shares available to borrow, and that's still pretty low. Usually it's in the millions. 1,000, that's pretty much like no shares to borrow, looking at the total float or whatever shares are left. This is insane. 1,000 shares available to borrow. I know I said that many times, but I just can't go over it. And the last thing I kind of wanted to go over before the technical analysis and what I expect for Monday is the masked investor. If you guys don't know him, go check him out on YouTube. YouTube terminated his account, but they did end up giving it back, so great news. We are pleased to let you know that we've recently reviewed your YouTube account, and after taking another look, we can confirm that it is not in violation of our terms of service. We have lifted the suspension of your account, and it is once again active and operational. Whether this happens again, because this happened with Matt Kors, if you guys don't know, and this also happened with him now. So if this happens to me, guys, just know that I'm going to be fighting it and fighting for it, and I'm going to need you guys on my side for that. But it just seems a little fishy why this happens in the first place, right? Why is it the investing channels that this happens to in the first place? Is someone saying something that triggers it, or is it just their following? I don't know what it is, guys. But just, I don't know, something's fishy behind these walls, and I just want to put that out to you guys. Now, for Monday, what's going to come next week's trading week? My best bet is that if we are in a downtrend, I highly doubt we are going to see red Monday. And here's why. Yeah, we can see some selling pressure just because it looks like we're running out of steam, and those paper-handed pussies are going to jump out of AMC, and that's just the facts of it, right? But the apes that have been holding since 8, 10, 12 bucks know what it's like, and they don't really care, and those are the apes that we really need in here. And whether you did buy at 40, I'm not saying you're a paper-hander, but most likely the paper handlers bought in high at 60s, 70s, 50s, whatever it may be. And what I'm going to expect to see for Monday, there's no shares available to borrow. So if there is something happening where it's a raw attack, it's probably going to be synthetic shares, and there's going to be a lot more to come into play if that is the case. But yeah, guys, I do expect a green day. No shares available to borrow. Most of the calls and puts were probably exercised today. And the ones for next week, if we do see green, more calls will jump in the money, and I think we'll for sure have a green week next week. We'll see how it plays out, guys. Leave a like on the video. Lottery Stocks out.
How we gon' get to this bag when we focus on gunplay, but trapping is all that we got. All of us gon' make it one day like church.